Good morning, everybody, and have a happy Friday. Welcome to the Smashy Business Show. My name is Hind Al-Dah, and I am here with
Abdul Majid Awan.
Abdul Majid. First of all, let me ask you, what are your plans for the weekend?
Family outing, most probably to a water park because it's still hot outside.
Nice.
And then relax on Sunday and come back to work on Monday.
Yes, that's true.
That's the good part about 2 days off in the Middle East and in Dubai. You can always have a very fun, very energetic, very active day, and the next day you can relax. So it's good.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's always good to reserve the activities on a Saturday so that you have a day of relaxation on Sundays.
Also, by the way, we are live on TikTok today as well because we moved to TikTok as well, and you can see us there. And the people who are already seeing us on TikTok, hello everyone.
Hello. Okay, so the school season is upon us, and recently the National released an article of the A-level results, and a lot of students in the UAE have been getting exceptionally high A-level results, and
most of them will be moving to the Ivy League and Oxfords and everything.
All the exceptional universities, which is such an amazing thing to hear about because...
It's good. I've seen in the last few years, not even a few years, I would say the last decade, a lot of people from the UAE, a lot of students from the UAE are going to bigger and bigger colleges and universities, and the focus on education in this region has grown a lot. So everyone is going to Stanford, Harvard, Oxford, someplace, and trying to make a career out for themselves. And it's not only the conventional fields, it's not just finance or MBAs or becoming a doctor, engineer or anything. It's they're moving towards developmental studies, the social sciences, philosophy, literature. So it's a good sign for the region that they're not growing in only the fields that will give you a good job prospect. They're also going towards the areas which will give you a better future and maybe make a career out of art, maybe become a painter, a sculptor, maybe some new AI you're going to create.
Yes.
So it's good.
Yeah, and it's not just universities that are outside the country, it's even in the UAE, which are ranked very high in the region. So there's that to also
the good part about UAE, I also find that my wife studied from Wollongong. A lot of people I know have studied in Dubai from international universities. So it's a good sign that they made a hub in Dubai as well. But if you actually want to go outside and explore the other countries, because
in Sharjah as well, you know, I was just telling Majid yesterday that in Sharjah we have an area called University City, and it is what the name entails. It's a city of different universities. We have the Quran Academy, the American University of Sharjah, which is, I am an alumni of that university, and a lot of other really great academies and universities,
so
colleges.
Yesterday we talked about emiratization and nationalization. So this is like step one. You educate your kids, the Emirati kids, the Saudi kids, and the expats who live here. You educate them so they can contribute to the workforce later, and obviously put their part in the prosperity of the region and the country.
In other news, if you have been scrolling through Twitter yesterday or the past few days, you might have been seeing a lot of AI-generated images from X's own AI generator.
It's like the ChatGPT of X now.
Yeah, it's called Grok, and it's very interesting. So we just put up a prompt just now of our producer, and it revealed very realistic images. And if you've seen the ones on Twitter, they were pretty controversial. So one included, for example, Kamala Harris and Donald Trump in a helicopter going to the Twin Towers, if you don't know 9/11. So pretty controversial. And can you tell us more about your thoughts on this topic?
I tried it, Grok. I'm just putting a prompt. I put in a prompt, make an image of Elon Musk, the owner of X, visiting the Augustus Media office in Dubai Production City. So it showed a Tesla car. It didn't show like Elon Musk. So I was like, okay, let's try again. Let's try saying we want the Elon Musk. So this is what it created. The picture I can show you to you. So he is here in
That's
Augustus Media
creepy.
office. And I would like to zoom in and show you the details. We were talking about it. The facial features of this new AI, the details, the
pores,
the
even
pores
the little flyaway hairs.
Yeah, there's a camera flare in your eye, so it's making so detailed images of everything that you give it a prompt. So let's see, maybe this is the new rival of ChatGPT and Gemini of Google and Claude.
Midjourney.
And Midjourney, a lot of DALI. There's like 1 million AIs now, and maybe Grok will come and disrupt the industry. We'll see that in a month or so, because after a month they'll evaluate what is happening. The problem right now that everyone is talking about is the deep fake it can create, like Kamala Harris and Donald Trump sitting in an airplane going towards the Twin Tower and giving a thumbs up. So yeah, so the problem is with the deep fake that this allows. The kind of, again, the details of the images that you can create with it.
And there's not a lot of restrictions.
Yeah, there's not a lot of restrictions.
Ask, with the prompts.
So there is a discussion going on right now. I just in the morning started reading the whole thread about it. And the discussion from the people is that Elon Musk himself will, when he sees his pictures of what is being created with his name, he will surely tone it down a little. There will be some controls that will be put back. I guess they just launched it for the sake of it, and now they'll evaluate the results that are coming in, and then they'll put in a filter.
Yeah, and it's funny because it's very accessible. If you have a Twitter account, the AI generator Grok is right there in the search, not the search bar, but it's in the menu bar. So it's quite easy to access and basically ask the prompt to do whatever it wants, and then you can publish it freely,
It's good. The good part only is that with a lot of AIs coming in, the generative AIs, which we call them, which can create text, which can create images, the competition will become better, and the quality of the result from all the AIs, the generative AIs, will become better, because everyone will try to gain advantage over the other. But again, the problem with deepfake will also come, so they have to be very careful. It's like the social media I always talk about. There is no universal rule that can be applied to every social media regarding what should go on there and what should not. So with AI, there has to be, again, a rule set that this can go and this cannot go, this can be done and this cannot be done.
I agree with you. So let's move on to our three main headlines, the three main stories today. Tourists spend billions on Saudi Arabia's accommodation. UAE's ADIA doubles down on India. Middle East IPO market surges. So let's move on to the first story.
Saudi Arabia.
Last year, Saudi Arabia recorded 141 billion Saudi riyals of tourism visiting Saudi Arabia. A substantial portion of this, which is over 45 billion riyals, went to accommodation, so hotels, Airbnbs, whatever sort of accommodation. Additionally, tourists spent more than 25.5 billion riyals on shopping and 21.5 billion riyals on local transportations, which is magnificent, and 19.4 Saudi riyals on food and beverages. 19.4 billion riyals on food and beverages.
And entertainment-related expenditure was very low
4 billion
compared to the other numbers.
Very low. Well,
compared to other numbers.
Yes,
otherwise,
that's
it's a big number.
Yes.
But I think this shows that Saudi Arabia, again, their Saudi Vision 2030 is working. They're trying to attract as many tourists into the country as possible. I know still a lot of people say that the largest chunk of this money, the tourists even, would be for the people who come for Umrah, because they can spend now. The tourism visa allows you to get an Umrah visa as well. So they're announcing a lot of things. Will be a boost for the tourism sector.
Yes.
And hopefully they will achieve their Saudi 2030 vision target. And tourism is one of the biggest things that they're focusing on, with NEOM coming in, all the hospitality infrastructure that they're building around NEOM, around the Red Sea. It's magnificent on paper, and to an extent, the things that have started working, like some projects have dug ground and they're starting. Those things, I guess, will surely let us know if it goes.
And keep in mind, this was only last year. So surely we'll see even bigger numbers this year. And also the fact that Cristiano Ronaldo is signed to Saudi Arabia, I think that has a very big impact on the image of Saudi Arabia.
Neymar has moved. The Saudi Football League has become a very big eyeball attractor, to be honest. Ronaldo coming in, Neymar, a lot of other, Ruben Neves, he's one of the biggest midfielders, central defensive midfielders. There's been talks of the Brazilian star Vinicius Jr. coming. There's talks, but he hasn't confirmed yet.
But don't you think all these very famous footballers coming to Saudi Arabia is really enhancing its image and making it attractive as a tourist destination for other tourists to come in and see what Saudi Arabia is all about?
You can always take some example out of the UAE. UAE hosts a lot of cricket tournaments. So their focus on sport is mostly on cricket. They don't host too many big football events, maybe small SAF events or something, but they invested on sports and they got a lot of money out of the ICC events. And Saudi Arabia, they thought that cricket is not big in Saudi Arabia. It's very big in UAE, in Sharjah especially. So that is why they focused on football, and bringing Cristiano opened the floodgates. Everyone wants to move to Saudi Arabia. It's like their retirement plan, but some very young stars are also joining there, because in the Premier League, the competition is very tough. In the German League, French League, all the other 5 big European leagues, the competition for every player is very tough to get into even the starting lineup. So in Saudi, they're considered stars. They play, they get a lot of money for it. So why not?
Yes.
So it's tourism, sports. They're trying to go and tap every market possible, Saudi Arabia, so that they can bring in money and again reach the target of Saudi Vision 2030.
Yes, and move away from oil.
Move away from oil and gas.
So the significant spending by tourists from all over the world highlights Saudi Arabia's growing appeal as a global travel destination. The substantial investment in accommodation and shopping and other services shows the strong and evolving tourism boom is this infrastructure. And this is crucial for their, again, economic diversification goals, also known as the Saudi Vision 2030. And not only does this boost the local economy, but it also supports all these different initiatives set by Saudi Arabia. As again, we keep talking about it, but as they aim to reduce Saudi Arabia's income or dependency on oil.
So there's also one thing that because of the demand-supply gap, see, a lot of people are now coming to Saudi. So the demand-supply gap will widen, so more hotels will come in. Again, recent visit to Saudi Arabia, very recent, like in the last month. So I saw a lot of hotels being constructed now. So there will be a lot of infrastructure boom, and this shows that those hotels will not be empty. They will be full, and again, more hotels will bring in more competition, lower prices, so more people will come. So it's like a very good circle, and it's a very good sign for Saudi Arabia.
Yes. Moving on to our second story, UAE's ADIA doubles down on India with $1 billion in the first half of 2024 investments. So the Abu Dhabi Investment Authority, ADIA, which is the UAE Sovereign Wealth Fund, significantly increased its investments in India during the first half of this year, injecting nearly $1 billion across 5 key deals. So this surge reflects the ADIA's strategic focus on India's robust growth and investor-friendly environment, especially amid global economic uncertainty and geopolitical tensions. So their recent investments also align with a broader trend of sovereign wealth funds, where they seek opportunities in emerging markets like India, which offers promising prospects in sectors like retail, consumer markets, and real estate. Notable deals also include investments in Indian startups and large-scale real estate projects. So it's good that they're also not only focusing on big companies, but also startups as well. So their increased investment in India, the ADIA, underscores the country's growing appeal as a prime destination for global capital, particularly from sovereign wealth funds looking to diversify their portfolios amid global economic shifts. Also, India's strong economic fundamentals, coupled with favorable government policies, make it a lucrative market for long-term investments. And it highlights the UAE's deepening economic ties with India, and also a broader trend where emerging markets like India are becoming increasingly important in the global investment landscape.
So you talked about the 5 deals. I have the bigger ones, the top 3. So Saudi Arabia's, Abu Dhabi's ADIA, they've invested $240 million with real estate firms like Prestige Group and Kotak AFI. So that's like 240 million going there. Then Abu Dhabi Investment and the US-based KKR were also named in a 1.5 billion investment in warehousing assets owned by a subsidiary of RIL. And there's an Indian startup, Purple. They got 120 million in the first round of investments that they were attracting, and the sovereign fund was a big part of it. So they're investing in startups, they're investing in already set businesses, in real estate, they're investing across everything in India. And India is not an emerging market, to be honest now. It's becoming a very big, already set, developed market.
But it's increasing.
Yeah, but it was an emerging market like 2-3 years ago. Now they've consolidated their position. Even if you talk about the bigger trade conferences, I've seen this in the World Trade Center when I visit there for a lot of events. The Indian people are not coming here now. It's actually us and the regional people going to India. I'll give you an example. There's a wood show that happens. It's a very niche category, a wood show. But that happens in Dubai only once a year. In India, they have a very large network of wood shows across cities. So every city has a wood show.
It's very popular in India.
Yeah, so even a small niche market like wood has a city-wise event.
Wow.
So they go throughout the year. So this is the kind of penetration they have in their own market, the Indians. So they're not doing what other people are doing and coming here and investing. What they're doing is they're attracting people to come in. Cheap labor, not as cheap as compared to Bangladesh or Vietnam where other people go, but very cheap as compared to US standards, in dollar standards. So that is one good thing. The government policies under Mr. Modi, for the 3rd term he's here, under him, we've seen India's economy boom a lot. The first Apple store opened in India. That's a very big example. So this shows that the government policies are helping, their own investment into their own industries is helping, and Abu Dhabi is trying to tap into that.
Yes.
So the pool of wealth and the pool of business and pool of products and services that is being created in India, everyone is getting attracted to it. Abu Dhabi saw the opportunity. They're always diversifying their portfolio, moving away from oil and gas. India is a ripe market to invest.
Right. Moving on to our final story of the day. Middle East IPO market surges with 14 listing raising $2.64 billion, led by the UAE and Saudi Arabia.
So yeah, the IPO market in the Middle East and North Africa region experienced a significant upswing in the second quarter. So 14 companies went to the stock markets, initial public offering, the IPOs, and they raised around $2.64 billion. It's not a small number.
That's a 45.3% increase.
Yeah, that's a big increase, and it shows that the people who are doing business in this region, mainly UAE and Saudi Arabia, they have the confidence that if they go public and get money from the public, their business is safe. Again, if you're a business, for example, you're making 100 million a year, and you start to see that I can grow my business to 1 billion a year. So you will need some money for it. So companies usually go public, put out an initial public offering, get money from the people, and they scale their products, services, whatever business they're in.
And I think this will encourage other private companies to
it shows that the business environment is really good in Dubai and Saudi Arabia, because they're leading UAE and Saudi Arabia. So they're leading the pack. Egypt, yesterday we also talked about that the startup investment in the past 6 months was the most in Egypt. So Egypt is growing as one of the biggest economies in the Middle East region. And we talk about all other countries as well. Qatar is a very stable country. They're not doing very good and they're not doing very great. They're always stable.
Okay,
Oman is stable.
Playing it safe.
Yeah, these countries are very safe and very stable. They don't want to do too much. They don't want to have a vision, big vision. But they're doing good. So the whole region, eventually, there are some problems in Lebanon, maybe Yemen, maybe Syria, maybe other countries. But overall, the top five countries, the GCC countries mainly, they're driving good growth of business, of numbers, of economy in the region.
Yes, and recently there was a release by the Henley report which listed the UAE as having the largest influx of millionaires in the country with 6,700.
Yeah.
So that's almost twice as much as the US, which came in second. And I believe that having this large number of millionaires moving into a country is signaling the success, the economic success of a country. So that's good to know.
It's a safe business environment. There's safety on the road. There's safety in business. You are protected against frauds or bogus deals. So everything is perfect for a millionaire to come in, invest his money, and make billions.
Yes, and recently
every millionaire's target is to become a billionaire.
Of course.
Yeah.
And also the UAE is taking money laundering very seriously. They're implementing new laws and just making sure that this is a very safe business environment and a safe place to do business. So it's a very
360-degree approach. It's not just one facet or one business or one category or one sector. It's overall, they're trying to keep everything in check, everything in balance. So everyone keeps growing their businesses, and eventually UAE, when businesses grow, UAE grows. There's another report that I read yesterday that the biggest number of companies that set up office in Dubai, it was a report by Dubai Chambers, that the biggest number was by India. So private companies coming to Dubai and registering with Dubai Chambers, India is the biggest number. Then there's Pakistanis. I was very surprised. I'm from Pakistan, so I was very surprised that it was Pakistanis who are on second number. So
Can you tell us why that is surprising?
It's surprising because Pakistan is going through a bad time economically. But I think the reason is that all the businesses in Pakistan, they want to move away from Pakistan. There's no safety on the roads. Again, there's no safety overall. There's no 360-degree safety for your money that you're investing, so nothing will happen. So they're moving away, and the safest environment right now in the world is the UAE and the Middle East region to an extent. But UAE is the favorite spot for Pakistanis to come, build up their office, build up their business.
I mean, there is no income tax, so that makes it even more attractive than other countries.
So that's the good part, and they can always bring their money in, and the government has very good policies. They always attract investors and then motivate them to do business in the country. So why not? Such a welcoming environment, I would start a business. So that's it for today, I guess. And we were live on TikTok today. I hope you guys join us on TikTok every day as well. We always post small clips of the show as well. So if you like something, you can always share it on your TikTok. We're live everywhere else on all social media channels. You can listen to this whole show on Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, wherever you can find audio or visual listening or watching service. You can find us by Smashy Business. So we'll see you tomorrow. No, we will not see you tomorrow.
We'll see you on Monday, hopefully.
And Monday, we'll bring in all the news from the weekend about tech, business, and everything that's happening in the economic world. So hopefully
Thank you for joining us.
Have a great weekend.
Yes.